Am I the asshole for telling my friend Tanner that I couldn't be his emotional support anymore because it was affecting my mental health? So I, 24M, and here's what happened. Tanner has been going through a tough time, losing his mom to cancer just last year, and we've been close friends ever since high school. He started talking to me about how he was struggling with anxiety and depression, and at first, I was happy to listen and help him out. We'd talk on the phone or text each other every day, sharing our feelings and just being there for each other. As time went on, however, I started to feel like I was drowning in all of his problems. He's a senior in college right now, so he's got exams and classes to worry about too, and sometimes those things would spill over into our conversations. I'd try to help him study or get through a tough exam, but it felt like no matter how much I helped him, there was always something else that came up. And then there were the times when he'd call me in the middle of the night, needing someone to talk to because his mom's birthday was coming up and he just couldn't handle the pain of losing her. Last week, we had a conversation where Tanner asked me how I was doing. He said something like, "I know you've been helping me through all this, but I need to ask, are you okay?" And in that moment, something snapped inside of me. I realized that I'd been putting my own mental health on the back burner while trying to support Tanner, and it was taking a toll on me. So I told him that I couldn't be his emotional support anymore because it was affecting my own well-being. Tanner got upset, saying things like, "You're just gonna leave me hanging when I need you most," and "I don't know who else to turn to." He even asked me if I was okay, implying that maybe I was the one who needed help. It stung, because I felt like he wasn't understanding my perspective at all. Am I the asshole?
Am I the asshole for assuming that my parents' constant questioning and criticism about my living situation is a personal attack on me? So I moved out of my parents' house 6 months ago when I turned 34. I got a small studio apartment, which was within my budget, and started paying rent. At first, it felt like a huge accomplishment to be independent. However, things have taken a turn for the worse lately. My parents, Mila and Colt, are always asking me about my finances. They keep saying that they want to help me out, but I know they're just doing it because they feel like they've enabled me too much in the past. I told them that I'm fine with my own money and don't need their assistance, but Mila keeps pushing. She said, "But we can't just let you waste your inheritance," which is not what happened. I didn't inherit anything. The other day, Colt called me and asked if I was living up to my full potential with this tiny studio apartment. He basically implied that I should be renting a bigger place or even buying a house because I'm 34 now. I explained to him that this is what I wanted and can afford, but he just wouldn't let it go. But the final straw was when Mila asked me how much I spent on groceries last week. When I told her $50, she said, "That's so irresponsible." She then proceeded to lecture me about budgeting and how I should be able to make ends meet with that amount of money. It felt like they're questioning my competence as an adult. The weird thing is, Colt just laughs it off and says, "Oh, come on, Mila, lighten up," but when it's directed at me, he gets all serious. I feel like they're trying to undermine my independence by constantly criticizing me about something that's not even that important. Am I the asshole?
Am I the asshole for freaking out when my mom announced our baby's arrival at my own baby shower? So I, 26F, and here's what happened. My husband Arlo and I had been planning our baby shower for weeks, and we were both super excited to share the news with our friends and family. We had invited all of our closest loved ones, including Kira, who's like a surrogate mom to me. She's always been super supportive, so I was really looking forward to catching up with her at the shower. As everyone was opening gifts and chatting, Arlo and I exchanged this sweet little glance that said, "Okay, we're good." We had decided on a pretty low-key baby announcement, just to keep things simple. Then, Marin walked into the room with this huge smile plastered on her face and announced that she was having our baby. Like, right there at the center of the party. I was taken aback, to say the least. I hadn't even had a chance to finish my second cup of coffee yet, let alone think about how we were going to start planning for a new addition on top of everything else. Arlo seemed just as surprised and annoyed as I did, but he tried to keep it together while Marin was gushing away. The rest of the people at the shower started asking all these questions, like "How are you both feeling?" or "What's your due date?" And I'm just standing there thinking, can we not talk about that yet? It got to a point where Kira actually jumped in and told everyone to back off, saying something like let them enjoy their moment. But by then, I was already in full-on freak-out mode. I felt like my whole plan for the day had been ruined. Arlo tried to calm me down, but even he seemed stressed out. Now I'm sitting here wondering if it's weird that I got so upset about this. Shouldn't we just be excited? But honestly, after all the planning and anticipation we'd put into our baby shower, it felt like Marin had completely stolen the show.
Am I the asshole for assuming my husband's coworker, Oscar, is a threat when he found out about our argument? So I, 38F, and here's what happened. My husband, Alex, and I have been married for 5 years and we've been having some issues lately, nothing major, but enough to make us have one of our typical loud arguments last night. We both said some hurtful things to each other, and this morning I woke up feeling awful. I decided to go to work as planned, but something was off. When Alex got home from a long day at the office, he seemed distant and preoccupied. He mentioned that Oscar had sent him an email asking how his day was going, which seemed innocuous enough, but then he casually dropped that Oscar had been venting about our relationship to Mila, one of their coworkers. I felt like I'd been punched in the gut. I immediately went into investigative mode, calling Alex's sister Kira to see if she knew anything about this email and what was said. Apparently, Oscar had bragged to her about how he had told Mila all about our argument, including a very specific comment Alex made that left me feeling disrespected. The amount of times he mentioned our relationship in the conversation was staggering, at least 5 times. I couldn't believe my husband would share such intimate details with someone, especially someone he barely knows. As we talked more about it, I realized Oscar had basically dissected every little thing Alex said that day, including a complaint about how expensive our cable bill is. I felt like an idiot for trusting him so much, and also hurt that Alex wouldn't even keep this kind of conversation private between us. When we talked to Mila afterwards, she seemed taken aback by Oscar's boldness and promised to keep the confidence. I'm still trying to wrap my head around how he could do this without even consulting me first. I know it's not a huge deal in itself, but coming from someone who was supposed to be an ally, it feels like a betrayal of trust. Am I the asshole for feeling so upset and hurt about his actions?